everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today I want to do a follow-up of the Epson PictureMate charm. I did a review of this a while back, and while I still love the printer, I did find one issue with the printer, so I wanted to talk about that today. And the issue is if you leave your printer sitting there for quite a while, the ink kind of messes up. I don't know how long it takes, honestly, to start messing up because I left this printer sitting for quite a few months. It was at least like 3 months or so where I didn't print anything from the printer, but I had an ink cartridge in there. And the problem seemed to be the print heads got dirty. So there is like a setting on here. You can walk through and clean the print heads, do some test prints. So when I went to print again, I replaced my ink cartridge. This is what the ink cartridges look like. For this printer, the ink cartridge comes in a pack with the paper. So this one includes 100 sheets of paper plus the ink cartridge, and it's just in a pack. I like the matte finish, so I just get the one that says matte on it. I knew the ink was not so good. Hopefully you guys can see this, because there's streakiness on this photo. I don't know if the camera picks up on it really good, but there's a lot of streakiness in this wood. You know, the wood's supposed to be a solid color. Well, it's got some purpley streaks and some bluer streaks, and the print is just not as good. Just streaks pretty much all throughout this picture. Here's a really bright, like green streak goes across the end of the picture. So I knew something wasn't right, and it was because I left it sitting for so long. So what I did was I ran the clean the heads feature, and then I did the test print. So here is what the test print looks like. It's just a little section with all the colors on it, and what you're supposed to get is continuous lines all the way across each one of these sections. So these little spaces here are bad. You don't want those spaces and those gaps. So that was my attempt number one. That's how dirty my print heads were. I went ahead and did it a second time, and I still had lots and lots of gaps in there. But some of them were improved. Like the blue, it went from having 3 little gaps to only 2 little gaps, and the yellow was completely continuous, so the yellow gaps were all completely gone. And like this pink had a ton of gaps. The pink went down, and then the black, for some reason, had more gaps, but that one was weird. So I went ahead and did it 2 more times. So on the third try, there was hardly any gaps left on any of the colors. The blue and the yellow were perfect. There was a couple of black gaps and 1 pink gap. Then my fourth attempt of cleaning it and then running the test print, I only had 1 gap on the black, so I thought that was good enough. I thought it possibly could cause problems, but I went ahead and chanced it and started printing my photos, and I didn't see any issues in my photos. So I did end up having to clean the print head 4 times in order to get the print sample to look good, and then I could start printing again. And this was with my new ink cartridge, so I went ahead and just cleaned the print heads. It ended up wasting 2 sheets of paper, or about 64 cents if you're talking about strictly the price of each print. So I don't feel like that was too bad. It was under $1 to just get my print heads working really nicely. And here are the pictures that I printed. They look just like when I first printed photos. They look great. So there you can see them. I just wanted to bring that to your attention if you're looking for a photo printer. I've heard that's a problem with a lot of the photo printers, and it can be a problem with just an inkjet printer as well. If your ink just sits too long, it can clog up those ink heads. I found with 4 clean cycles, it was working perfectly, and if I had had a lot of ink left in this cartridge and it wasn't saying that my cartridge was low, I definitely would have cleaned the ink heads and tried to get more ink out of here, but it was already so low. I was almost out of the papers anyway. I thought it was no big deal to just throw it out because I probably would have wasted the rest of the ink by doing the print testing. Let's go ahead and start this thing, and I'll just walk you through to that print testing step. So under menu, you can go here, and it says improve print quality and check the photo cartridge status. And this first one is confirm the print head is clean. So that was my first one. I just ran that attempt without cleaning the heads. Then when you run it, it'll ask you if you got continuous lines, yes or no. If you hit no, it'll walk you through and ask you to clean the print heads. You say okay, then it'll clean the print heads and you can run the print again. It'll ask you again, are the lines all there? You say no, clean it again. So I did that a few times until I was happy with my 4th attempt. So that just shows you how to get there. You just go to menu, go to the print ink one, and then it'll start walking you through. Like I said, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I do intend to, print more often than every few months with it. It was just that time during my pregnancy where I wasn't doing anything craft related, so I didn't print during that time. If you do leave your printer setting for a long time, you are going to have to clean the print heads and waste a little bit of ink and a little bit of paper in order to get it working nicely again. But then it works just like new. It's just a little bit of an extra hassle if you leave it sitting for a while. So I wanted to make sure to bring that to your attention since I did find that issue. But other than that, I have been loving my printer. I was able to make my Christmas presents using it, and it made it super easy. I didn't have to go out and run to the store. It's been really nice to just have my printer, and I definitely would repurchase it. I don't have any regrets about purchasing it, so I highly recommend it. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you're interested in product reviews and that type of thing, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!